No. I am going to present my AIA presentation. Oh man, I'm sweating now. That was by far an embarrassing moment. Can you guys see it now?
Yes.
All right, let's try. Take two. Here we go. I'm going to have to go even faster now to make up for the time we've lost.
Oh, that's funny.
I might have you guys go on mute. Can you? Oh, good. That's better. All right, here we go. Let's get started. One of the things that's new this year, new name, new logo, new website. We are now NewellCustomWritingInstruments.com. If you didn't already know that, we're pretty excited about it, primarily because our parent company is Newell Brands. And underneath that Newell umbrella, we have all these wonderful brands like Contigo, Yankee Candle, Marmot, to name a few. I mean, we just, Newell Rubbermaid, all these wonderful brands fall under the Newell umbrella. So I think the idea in changing our name to Newell Custom Writing Instruments is sometime in the future, we'll be able to drop that writing instruments portion and just be Newell Custom and maybe add some of those other wonderful brands to our portfolio. But that will be in the long term. So with the new name, obviously came the new logo and a new website. The new website is now where it should be in this century. We now have improved search functionality, updated product pages, enhanced navigation, inventory lookup, and live chat. Live chat's probably my favorite feature in that sometimes, you know, our customer service may take a little longer than you need to get back to you. So there you can go and speak to someone live. And it is two of our senior customer service reps running the live chat. So you should get a response pretty quickly. You guys can still hear me, right?
You're good.
Okay, good. Thank you. One of the things that hasn't changed, our sample warehouse has moved, but the name of the sample site is still the same. It is www.sanfordb2bsamples.com. And what's nice about our sample site is once you create a login, it'll actually save your information as well as your customer's information. What's nice about that is you can blind ship random samples whenever you want, 24/7. So if you want to go in 1 week and send your customers a variety of Sharpie samples, you can do that. If you want to go in the next week and send them Inkjoy samples, you can do that. So just know that it's a nice little tool for you to be able to send out random samples, and they are blind shipped and they are shipped for free. So again, I would encourage you to take advantage of it if you're not already doing so. Some of the Newell Custom Writing benefits that you get with us. First, I'd like to mention, in case you don't know, you are on what we call PowerNet. It is better than EQP, so it varies between items. It's like 5 to 7% off of EQP, but definitely the best pricing that you can get. And speaking of pricing, we had no price increase for 2020, nor did we have one for 2021. And that was one of the things we were very excited about as sales reps, because we realized that many of our competitors were actually taking a price increase this year. And we all kind of pushed back and said we couldn't do that to our customers. So we were excited to hear that they agreed and they kept it with no price increase. We have no setups. The only thing that we have setups on is on our Parker and Waterman, and that's only on our die struck emblems. Again, we have that free samples on the sample site. It does say $15 per day, but honestly, if you put me in as your rep, you shouldn't have any issues. And then free spec samples, free virtual proofs. The spec samples, I encourage you to take advantage of if you haven't already done so. I know Rose has had some success with just a few that we put together at the beginning of the year. And I'm a firm believer that if someone tries it, they like it, they buy it, which is why I offer the specs under my budget. So please take me up on that if you haven't done so. We offer 3-day shipping at ground rates. One of the things we did for COVID is we now offer 100 free drop ships versus our standard 25. And we just did that because we realized many of your customers are still working from home. So we wanted to make it as easy and as cost effective for your customers as possible. So you guys do have a dedicated support staff. You not only have me, whenever you need me, please call me, but you also now have the Gemline rep, because we developed the Gemline partnership at the beginning of the year, and they were brought in to kind of help us grow sales. And what's nice about having Gemline as a partner is there are only 4 of us covering the entire United States here at Newell. So by having Gemline, I have all these additional feet on the street out supporting me. So keep in mind that you can place an order direct with me, or if you happen to be placing a Gemline order, you can go ahead and throw, you know, your Sharpies on there, because what happens is the order actually then comes back to us and we fulfill it for Gemline. Again, so it really doesn't matter where your order goes to. I prefer that it goes through me, but obviously if you, like I said, if you have the Gemline order going in and you want to add something on, feel free. What else? The only limitation with Gemline is they are only carrying a handful of our SKUs, so you won't be able to see the full line from them. And one of the most exciting things that I wanted to announce is that we are now Platinum Plus with AIA. So that was huge. We actually renegotiated the contract in March and had it signed in April. So we're good to go. We're pretty excited about that. New products from 2021. I know that many of you have probably seen all these, since a lot of them launched in January, some of them in March. But if not, it's just kind of a quick refresher for those that have, and for those that haven't, maybe to be something new and exciting you can show to your customers. Sharpie Accent, this is an old product. It's been around for many, many, many years. It does really well on the retail side of the business. So my argument when I came on board is, why don't we have the Sharpie Accent? Because it's the same size as our Expo, and we were currently imprinting that, so why not? So they finally agreed with me this year and decided to bring the Accent over to our side of the business. It is available in pink and yellow, nice big imprint area, which is what I think is important. And so if you have a customer looking for a highlighter that has no smear, no bleed technology, this is the one to offer. And your power net is only $1.14. Sharpie S-Gel. We launched the S-Gel at the beginning of the year in black, red, and blue. We've expanded the line to include purple and green in the black barrel, and you can now also get a white barrel. The power net on this product is 83 cents net, which is amazing. I will tell you that I have personally tested it. I know that when we had Uniball, the claim to fame for Uniball was that it was anti-fraud, correct? I mean, people would sell it. We sold it to financial institutions for that reason alone. I personally did the test on both our S-Gel and our Uniball roll, or not our Uniball. See, it's hard habit to break. On our new Sharpie roller, and they both have that same characteristic. So they will not, they cannot be erased. So that's a bonus. Again, the power net is 83 cents on the Sharpie S-Gel, but it is on special through year end, and I'll show you that in a minute. I do have a commercial. You're the first to see this. We are actually going to be airing this live on television as well as on social media. If I can get it to play here. Oh, look at that. It's going to give me a hard time, I think, because we're on Google. Anyway, it's a pretty awesome commercial, and you guys will see it on the television probably in October. We did expand the S-Gel to the S-Gel metal this year. It's kind of nice in that it has the chrome metal clip. It's a little more professional looking. It's available in both the gunmetal gray and the champagne finishes, which really like. And the power net on these are $1.55. Right now we have a special too, that if your customer orders the S-Gel metal, they'll get a free velvet pouch. Sharpie roller, I mentioned this one earlier. This one is to compete directly with what, the Uniball line in that. And that's primarily why we decided to part ways with Uniball at the beginning of the year. We wanted to launch a lot of newer innovation that directly competed with Uniball. So we decided it was better to just go, part ways. So we now have the Sharpie roller. It is currently available in a 0.5, but we will be launching it in a 0.7 in 2022. Power net on this is $1.46, which is pretty awesome. Papermate profile, you guys probably remember the profile from last year. We decided to add the metal barrel to this one as well to just kind of round out the line. A lot of our customers tend to lean towards a stainless steel barrel just for the nicer look and feel. Power net is $1.19. And then Wright Brothers. This is one we probably all remember when we were kids, right? The Wright Brothers traditional stick pen. Well, it went through a kind of a refresh last year. It's got a nice new look and feel, and now you can also get a version with a grip. Again, power net is only 30 cents on this one net. But if your customer is looking for something a little less expensive than this, you can offer them the Sport RT, because the Sport RT is currently netted at 17 cents, and that's our Sport RT retractable. I pulled in the Papermate Flare Bold into the presentation only because we realized that Papermate Flare is doing really well in the industry right now. And I don't know if it has to do with COVID and a lot of people adult journaling and coloring, but Flare is going through the roof. So we decided to add the Flare Bold to our line, or we'll be adding it. It will be launching either Q4 or the start of 2022. Current promotions that I have running for you guys, which I've already put on site, the one to the left, these are all 3 national promotions. So we've got one that's strictly gel related. So you've got the Inkjoy gel on there, the Profile gel, and then the new Sharpie S gel, which nets out at 77 cents net. And then that middle one is the one that I mentioned about the complimentary velvet pouch with the S gel metal. And to the right, you can get free shipping on orders 10,000 units and above through year end, which I love that one. And then here's one that we have just for you guys. It includes the Papermate Flare because, again, I thought that was good to kind of promote that one because I'm seeing so many sales out of the Flare right now. I also included the Sharpie Mini because Sharpie Mini, right about, this is when it does well, right, with golf outings and events. So one to keep in mind if you have any of those things coming up. And then I put the new Sharpie Tank on there just so you can kind of maybe help generate some additional sales. We do also have a fine writing promotion that runs through beginning of November, and this will feature, you know, the Parker IM, the Sonnet, pretty much all of our top sellers. And this is good timing because typically what we see is fine writing sells, you know, Q4, holiday season, year-end gifts, things like that. So keep that in mind. And then hopefully everybody got their sample kit. If not, please feel free to reach out to me. I can send you some. It should have come in a nice blue envelope. I will apologize though. I sent out the kit before I realized that the plant had not included the Inkjoy gel or the Sport RT in the sample kit. So they ended up sending me polybagged bags of just those 2 pens a week after I had already sent out the mailing. So if anybody needs those, I have a ton of those in the garage now too. And then feel free to reach out to me for some specs. If there's anything on the flyer you would like to try or you think your customers would like to try, I'd be happy to do a self-promo or a spec for you. And again, all of our contact information is here, but I think all of you have that. And traditionally, how much time do I have left? I have
You're good.
5 minutes. Okay, so at the beginning of COVID, I tried to do a Google search of all the fun things you can do with Sharpie, and there are millions of ideas out there, but these are a few of my favorites. The first one, of course, when it hit was making your own mask, or more importantly, marking your mask, because honestly, I didn't want to mix up my stuff with my husband's. Nope. But I joke about this, but in reality, Sharpie went through the roof during COVID primarily because everybody was marking their PPE. So something to keep in mind with your customers if you're still seeing that. In a pinch, a Sharpie can be used as an emergency candle, believe it or not. It's crazy. It's alcohol-based, so it actually works. You can tie-dye just about anything or everything with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And then lastly, you can actually turn your phone into a black light by using a purple and blue Sharpie and a little bit of Scotch tape. Can you believe it? And I'm back. Can you guys see me?
Awesome.
I don't know where you went.
Here.
There you are. You could see me. I couldn't see you. Boy, that twice, boy, that second time around, I don't know. I think the first time was better than the second time. I'm sorry you missed it. Does anybody have any questions?
I put the link for the sample website over in the chat box if anybody needs to write that down. You can create a login, and when you create your account and you place an order, there's a drop down that you'll be able to choose Jennifer as your sales rep. So make sure you put that in so that your order is linked to Jennifer. But all of your regular orders for pens and whatever you need is still going to go through the normal AIA system. But all of our stuff is linked to Jennifer at Newell anyway.
Awesome.
I know that from experience because I've ordered samples on the website.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it was super easy. I was impressed.
We've brought it internal, so I think it's a little better too because we can now track the orders. We used to have our Donnelly fulfilling all of that for us, and it was just hard because we couldn't keep it, the contact was a little hard. So this is much nicer. It's in the house and in our Tennessee facility.
Awesome.
As far as us with COVID, we really haven't shut down. We had a little bit in our Mexicali plant for a short period of time, but we never fully shut down. So we're fully operational. A lot of our products are made in the States, so we're not having a whole lot of issues with out of stocks. Here and there, we have a couple items just because we didn't project properly, maybe on our side. Because as soon as business started to turn around, it started to turn around. So it's awesome. It's not a bad thing to have. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm rambling now because I'm wired after screwing up.
Oh, Melissa, you got an admin.
Yeah, well, she's the worst coworker ever. It's like to walk right across my screen while I'm in the middle of a video call.
I love that.
She tries to eat my pen.
I have a dog, cat, rabbit, and fish, so I get pets.
I have 2 kids and a boyfriend and a cat, and that's just as much.
It's a lot. All right, well, you guys know how to get a hold of me. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call or to email me. Again, take advantage of those self promos. Pick 1 or 2 items out of the kit that you think you'd like to push, and I'll put them together for you.
Jennifer, can you send me PDFs of all those flyers, and I'll get those out too?
Absolutely. Thank you, Melissa. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I just want to say thanks. Using my S gel right now. Love
what do you think, Taylor? You like it?
It's amazing. I was using the Sino 207s before, and you know, we switched over into this with your recommendation. I think right before the pandemic, and they write great. I feel that the cartridges are a little bit better than the Signos 207s. Those are nice.
It's awesome to hear, Taylor. That's awesome. You know, I will tell you, customers are loving the price point. You know, it's a lot less expensive than what we were used to with that sort of pen. So it's nice for us. The look and feel is really nice. And I will tell you that we had, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but we had a young influencer that went on and said it was the smoothest writing pen she had ever written with. And from that moment forward, we could not keep them on the retail shelves. It was over the top ridiculous. And she said something about it's smooth. It's as smooth as Christy Yamaguchi on ice. So then Christy made a follow-up video roller skating into a Staples store to get her S gels. And then she gets in the car and does the same thing, writes with it and says how smooth it is. So I'm telling you, I think that's the way to promote is on darn TikTok nowadays.
Totally going to look at that video.
It was crazy. I would send it to you, Melissa, but she drops the F-bomb.
Oh boy, I'll find it.
Which shame on her because she would have been all over everything that we do if she didn't. I mean, she's a young girl and she was very energetic and so excited. She gets in the car and yeah, you'll have to pull it up. But and I can send it to you. I'm just saying it's, you know.
I'll find it.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Anything, and thank you again for forcing me to get dressed. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.